Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Nice tie.
Hey, thanks. I'm pretty sure it's a Burlington Coat Factory special. I appreciate it. Stuff we spare no expense. All right, everybody, I wrote down a few remarks. First of all, thank you for being here. And let's get another round of applause. Welcome to the first annual, I'm sure of many, Bella Notte fundraising galas for kids. For those of you that I haven't met, my name is Steve Pyter. I'm a music teacher and composer from the Chicago suburbs. I currently live in Joliet. This is my 17th year of full-time teaching at the high school level. I recently began a new job as the band director at Marian Catholic High School in Chicago Heights. But prior to that, I was the choir director at Joliet Central for 6 years. Joliet Central is where my connection to Ella and Brooke began. So I want to start there a little bit. Think about that. Where were you in March of 2020? Yeah, I remember the day that my department chair came into the office and said, I'm pretty sure we're done for the year. And I couldn't believe that. I remember going to Menards and getting cases of water and seeing a former student of mine. She was the cashier, and she said, these people done lost their minds. Buying toilet paper and water, like that was all we were gonna need for whatever we were about to go through. It was an incredibly hard time to be a teacher, but every time I thought I had it hard, I remembered that it had to be even more difficult to be a student, to be a child at that time. What was a small percentage of my life was a huge percentage of their life, lived experience at that point. The loss was real. The learning loss was real. Social skills were a challenge, sometimes not even there. As a teacher, I needed help. And I was very aware that we needed help as a program. Getting through the day was a challenge. You know, where on Zoom, if you were having a struggle, you could just turn off your camera and call it a day. Being in a classroom meant that you had to be able to work through feelings and stay in the game, both as a teacher and a student. So I knew I needed some extra help, and I began looking for a private voice teacher who would be able to come in and work with my students to catch them up on all of the things that they hadn't been able to do for the last year and supplement what we were doing in the classroom. I went scrolling on Google and found Lessons by Brooke. Had a conversation with Brooke. In fact, the first teacher, sorry Ella, that I tried to get out to Joliet Central was a former student. I found this website and I found a former student of mine from a previous position. By the way, my resume reads like a Rand McNally map. I've been a few different places. But so from another job, there was a former student of mine. I said, man, it would be great to get her out here. And it didn't work out scheduling wise. But then Brooke said, we have this amazing teacher that I think would be a perfect fit for you. And so she introduced us to Ella. And that was awesome. So, teaching is all about the kids. If you are wondering where your generosity is going and who it is impacting, you don't have to look farther than the students in this room. Teaching is all about the kids. They are at the center of everything that we do in education. But behind closed doors, so this is a little bit of behind the curtain, at the end of a concert, people come up and say, great job, and you go, oh, the kids are working so hard. They're awesome. Hey, the group sounded really great. The kids are just the best. It's you too. It's about the adults too. And so it's really important to just recognize that we're not here tonight without Ella and Brooke. In the spring of 2021, I was just looking for a private teacher. And this, I am humbled by because it has become so much more. Not because of me, but because of them. And I believe 100% when they say that they are just getting started. And in fact, if you're looking for another school to partner with, I know one in Chicago Heights that would love some assistance with lesson costs. As far as I know, they are great friends who I believe met through their study of music at Elmhurst University, and they are paying it forward by sharing all they've learned, not only with young people, but with young people who otherwise might not have the opportunity to benefit from private music lessons without their help. And as everybody in this room I'm sure knows, music teaches you not only about yourself, but about the world, and it helps you to connect with it. The partnership that Brooke and Ella have as friends, as musicians, and as colleagues is special to see. Their smiles light up a room, and their joy is infectious. Their partnership is what made our collaboration at Joliet Central possible. And once we started lessons, it became pretty obvious pretty quickly that the choir program was going to need financial support if we were going to continue lessons for any continued duration of time. To my surprise, Ella and Brooke really took it upon themselves to start thinking about ways to raise funds and make that happen for kids. And they could have very easily said, thanks, you can't afford this, we're going to move on to people who can. And they didn't. Instead, they got creative, they created a nonprofit, a tremendous undertaking, and helped ensure that students in Joliet and beyond have the ability to continue studying privately and grow as musicians. As a result, 2.5 years later, which is incredible to me, they are still in Joliet, and they continue to help students partner with amazing teachers to, as they put it, explore, learn, and find inspiration through music. So you may be asking yourself, what is the value of private lessons? Well, as a music teacher, I can tell you that in choir, band, or orchestra, typically you have one director, maybe a parapro or an accompanist, to assist while you're directing 20, 50, 150 students at a time. It's simply impossible to address all the individual needs of every child in that setting, and that's where private lessons come in. That's the time when students can get the one-on-one attention that focuses entirely on their needs and their development. That one-on-one time leads to deeper understanding, more meaningful connections, and ultimately a greater sense of confidence. It helps them find their cadence. If you look at the Cadence website, they list words like education, inspiration, exploration, but when I think of Brooke and Ella, I think of things like generosity, passion, and love for what they do and for their students. They really do help their students find their cadence, not only in music, but in life. One student said, I didn't take private lessons sooner because it wasn't easily available to me. It was too expensive. Without the scholarship program, I don't think I would have started, sadly. That's helping them find their cadence in music. Another said music became my safe space in life, and it has made me less judgmental about myself. That's helping them find their cadence in life. Well, I'm no longer teaching at Joliet Central, and it means a lot to me to see you all here tonight, thriving. There are many lessons and memories that I take away from my time there, and that I will carry with me forever. Ella and I doing this on the days that she came in and we were both exhausted. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this for another hour without an IV of coffee. But one is the quote that is written in large print above the stage in the auditorium, and it reads, "The foundation of every state is the education of its youth." I have seen firsthand how Ella has become a significant part of her students' lives. They would tell you that she is more than a private lesson teacher. She's a musician, teacher, mentor, confidant, shoulder to cry on, advocate, stylist, chaperone, and role model, usually all within about 30 minutes once a week. She has taken students of hers from private lessons and given them real-world experience as sitting members on Cadence's Board of Advisors. Ella and Brooke are helping their students to be the best musicians they can be and the best people they can be. And they are helping make experiences possible that otherwise might not be. If you read Cadence's mission statement, it says they are helping students to unlock their future in the world of music through education, inspiration, and exploration. I would say they are helping students unlock their future, period. You could stop there. Bella Notte means beautiful night. This is certainly a beautiful venue, far nicer than I was expecting, by the way. I'm glad I wore a jacket. When I thought non-for-profit, I thought like Moose Lodge, wood panels on the walls and that kind of stuff, but this is really classy. This certainly is a beautiful night for an amazing cause established by an incredible pair of people who truly are lighting up the world with their passion, their love, and their generosity. Thank you, Brooke, thank you, Ella, and everyone at Cadence for your generous support that makes private music instruction a reality for students in Joliet, and I am confident soon well beyond. It means more than you know. Thank you for your generosity in allowing me to be part of this special night. It means more than you know. And thank you to everyone here for your generosity tonight and through the year as you support this wonderful cause. I promise you, it means more than you know. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening. I appreciate it. Thank you.